Now, for more on this situation, Franc Contreras, who is in Mexico City, with more. Frank?
Thanks, Philip. Yes, when we speak of the impact that immigrants or migrant workers have in this part of the world on the economy, we often think of remittances. That's the money they send once they reach the destination country, in this case, the United States, the money they send back home. And around the world, that amounts to billions of dollars, as you know, Phil. But we often forget that there's also money that these migrants are spending along the way as they try to make their way north, going past police and army checkpoints. They're leaving money in certain towns and villages in southern Mexico and along the border with Central America that's injecting money into those economies.
Central American migrants are among the poorest people in the Americas. But the economic impact of the ones who pass briefly through the town of El Naranjo is notable. Benjamin Estrada owns a pharmacy that caters to the migrants. He sells them medicines and first aid supplies that they might need along their journey.
Around half of all business in El Naranjo depends on migrants, hotels, food, entertainment. They come here every day and stay a day or two. Then they go, but others arrive.
Located in Guatemala's remote El Petén region, El Naranjo was until recently a small town of a few hundred families, notable only for the river that runs through it and its proximity to the border with Mexico. And that proximity is what's now enticing undocumented migrants and the people who smuggle them across international boundaries to pass through.
All along the way, Central American migrants are contributing to the economy, both to the legitimate side and to the informal sector.
Smugglers known as polleros get much of the migrants' money, says this traveler from Honduras.
Llegamos a Los Naranjos.
We got to El Naranjos and from there took a small boat. Then from the boat we took a truck, and for all that they charged each of us about $70.
$70, about what he was earning for a full week of work back home. This part of their journey used to be free, but lately criminal organizations have been forcing migrants to pay for hitching an illegal ride on this freight train known as the Beast. Those who decline face threats of violence.
But as they move along the route heading north to the United States, there's really no way to calculate the amount of money that migrants are leaving behind because, after all, they are undocumented people, Phil.
It's some amazing pictures. I mean, just watching people jump on a moving train to get where they need to go because they're being pressured to, I think, says a lot. I want to talk about what the Mexican authorities are doing about this situation. Compare what they're doing to what the U.S. Border Patrol is doing.
Well, today we've got some really big news on that front, Phil. The Mexican government has published in the Federal Diary of the Federation, the National Diary. This is how Mexico makes its laws, by the way. It's not the president that signs it, but they're published in a newspaper. And they reported today that the new law that just came into effect today will allow, for the first time ever, Phil, federal police, the Marines, and the Mexican Army to have a presence at all of Mexico's major crossing points on its southern border with Central America. There are 12 of those crossing points, 10 of them with Guatemala and 2 with Belize. And really what this amounts to, for the first time ever, is a militarization of Mexico's southern border with Central America, Phil.
Just gives you an idea how serious the situation is. Franc Contreras, thank you very much joining us from Mexico.